What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of The Driving Side. 7th Gen Camaro. Let's talk about it. I'm kind of excited for this one because something in my gut tells me that we're going to get a 7th Gen Camaro. There's a lot of, if you're in the comments right now, tell me real quick, do you think that there will be a 7th generation Camaro? Gas. It's the only Camaro I'm talking, the real thing. I'm not going to do any of this crossover EV crap. What do you guys think? Do you think that we're going to get one or not? But if you guys are in here, don't forget to like the video. Just drop a like. Subscription. Obviously, you know it's going to be Camaro content. Anything I can dig up. Anything that, anything entertaining I can do. It's what the channel's about. It's what we're going to bring. But like the video, it kind of helps notify everybody, push the video around, and it helps spread the Camaro gospel, man. So, okay, so we got 2 so far. We got a no, and we got a hope so. Red line or nothing. I like that. That's good. I like that. Honestly, I don't think it's going to play out traditionally like how we think it's going to. I don't think that it's going to be 6th gen moving on to 7th. Yay, cue the confetti and all that. So I think, the sales, they say that we're getting just walloped, just creamed, just blasted by Challenger, Mustang, all of them. And this is GM's fault because ever since I have bought my 2019 Camaro, I get like a monthly, not really monthly, but every once in a while I'll get a booklet from GM saying, oh, Mr. Burley's in the house. Hey. No, what the come on, dude. No. But I do get a book. If you see Camaro in there, it's like once or twice a year. I mean, there's nothing to be said about Camaro. So I am placing the blame 100% on GM for this one. Sorry. I mean, us as YouTubers, owners, go to car meets, car shows, whatever, and we do our part, I make videos, I make content, I do live streams, I do a lot of this. I did a lot of it out of my pocket for free, out of the kindness of my heart, and a love for the brand, a love for the car. But, we can only do so much. So I think it's, we can create the buzz, the hubbub, but it's up to GM to really market this thing and push the hype. So, and drive that home. So, Chevy Boy 84. I believe the next Camaro will not be a V8. I don't know yet. And we'll get to it here in a little bit, but I think it's too soon to tell. T. Browning, what's up, bud? He says, everything I've heard, it doesn't sound good. Yeah, I got him crossed too, bud. But I think that this is kind of going to play out like the Dodge Viper, and I'll explain here in a little bit. So it all kind of goes back to, that information, that kill list that I bought. And there's been a lot of rumors and everything. Here, I'll add this into the stream here real quick. So it goes back to, will Chevy replace the Camaro with an EV? I ain't going to say it. I'm not even going to finish it. Nope, not going there. 6th generation Camaro is still with U.S. despite Charlie's sales numbers low. Good job, GM. It remains for us. It's 2 muscle cars rivals, Ford Mustang and Dodge Challenger. I think the Charger's really killing us too. Chances are things that are going to stay the way for the foreseeable future. But it does say, and it confirms for us, and this is back July 27th of 2021. So this would be, coming up on it's about 1.5 years ago. So I was right in last weekend's stream, but we are going to see the Camaro stick around through 2024. So the 2023 crap needs to die. It needs to quit. Everybody needs to stop producing videos on that. 2024, most likely, but we haven't heard anything. As far as that kill list goes, yes, 2024, but like I said, long duration of time has passed since then. Things change, markets change. Look at what the past couple years have brought us. So Never in my life did I think I would see something like that, to where I'd see ZL1s. I think Mike Burley actually was the one that sent me email. $25,000 markup on a brand new ZL1 sitting at a dealership in Omaha. And I think there was 2 of them. So it's like, never in my life did I think I would see that. I think at one point in time I was able to get like maybe 10 grand off of a ZL1. But let me get back at you here. The 6th generation 2024, I think that's going to be it. We haven't heard anything from GM though. So it could go to, 2025, 2026. The thing is I think that it's just going to fall off a cliff, and I don't know if they really have the budget, or if they really have a budget set for this car. That kill list that I did buy said it was going to be replaced with a 4-door EV sedan. I'm just not seeing it. I'm not seeing it. I mean, everything, as far as like performance-wise goes, people are they're not taking too kindly to it. I think some of them are, most of them aren't. A lot of people that I see, or, anything on Instagram or whatever, people just, they're not buying it, and they're not really excited for it. And I don't think that a multi-billion-dollar company like that is going to really allocate that or earmark that much money for a line of car that is not going to be, selling. I think kind of in the position we're in, but they did it to themselves. So I have mixed emotions on that. So red line or nothing. Yep. GM never does nope, they don't. I mean, seriously, that's the truth. Yeah. Why didn't they do a commercial for the Nürburgring? Yes. That video was like, man, that's probably a piece. It's top 3 of my favorite Camaro content. I mean, that video was awesome. What else did he say? The government is pushing them all against the wall to give them no choice to go EV. Yeah, well, I think the EPA is going to have no choice but to back off. The EV, the battery route, it's not. I don't think it's sustainable. And the proof, I don't want to get too much into it because would you guys like to see me stream about Chevy's new V8? Just put it in the comments. I was thinking about maybe hopping on tomorrow night and talking about that. But the 6th generation V8 kind of proves it. I mean, the architecture, just the whole structure for EV, it can't spill over. It can't. Bingo. It's not there. I mean, a lot of these diesels, the EV can't touch it. Cannot. I'm sorry. I'm having a hard time talking today. It can't touch it with a 10-foot pole of what these diesels can do. As far as, these people way out in the middle of nowhere, they leave their truck running. Sometimes they need heat. Sometimes they need power. I mean, EV with the battery, it's not dependable. You might say the last time they really advertised the Camaro hard was when the Transformer hit Gen 5. That was the Zeta chassis, man. That was, I mean, that was after they had a hiatus, 8-year hiatus? Yeah. Other than that, crickets. Exactly. That's the truth. Crickets. That's perfect. So, yes, moving forward, I think there's a possibility. But I think that Camaro might be behind. I think we might be taking another hiatus, unfortunately. I don't know if they're going to try to maybe, sprinkle in some EV, or maybe give us like a EV pacifier to hold us over, whatever. I don't know what's coming in 2025, but 2 years away, that's a long time, man. So they're pretty good about keeping a tight lip on as far as what's coming down the future. Also, nothing's going to get in the way of their precious Corvette. So, I mean, that's truly how I feel, and that's pretty much, taking everything at face value, that's how it looks. So, dude, I'd be down. Red Line or Nothing says maybe a hybrid like an E-Ray. I'd be down, man. I don't see a problem with that really. Like I said, if they could simplify it and do like the P1 and put a electric motor on the flywheel or the flex plate, if they even offer a manual, I don't know. But I mean, you could update the chassis to a DCT just like the GT500 is. I'd be game for that. I mean, I'd be down. I mean, it certainly beats a RC car. I mean, it's just being realistic. But yeah, hybrid, I'd definitely be down for it. So I think something's got to play out because Levy's got to break. Something's got to give because Camaro did take the time and the money to make the Alpha 2 platform. So, I mean, the chassis is there. I mean, it's pretty much there. As far as the new V8 coming in, they're not talking a deadline. They're not talking time. They're not talking anything. The only thing that I've heard, I don't know if I really want to say that or not. We're going to get more power and we're going to get a 5% fuel increase. So, just the simple fact of them talking more power kind of being as far as like a main focal point and, being what they lead with on that, that's a good sign, man, because that tells me that they're going to be interested in putting this in at least a Corvette. So we all know if you look back in the past, if Corvette gets it, Camaro's always gotten it. So if you look back, I think when did the LT1, the Gen 3 LT1, came out in Corvette in 91 or 92, and then it came out in Camaro in 93. So Eric from S Motorsports last week, was it last week or the week before? But the stream we did with all of us talking on there, and he was saying that 2028, they're talking for C9 Corvettes. So is this 6th gen V8 going to be going in C9, or is it going to kind of be like a C6 revival where we get like 4 different archetypes of motors, or we get a lot of choices here? So Tracy, what's up, bud? Good to see you in here, man. Thanks for coming in. The only thing I hate about these hybrids, all electrics, is I feel like they're shoving them down our throats. They are. And I'll say it again. It sucks. They know it sucks. They know that it's a dead-end road. They know that they have capped us, pretty much neutered you. It's a dead-end road before you even make the turn. So, I mean, like I said, the only way for them to put this in circulation, I'm assuming, and I'll say that right now, is force it on you. Force it on you, give you no option. But you know what? I mean, that's an interesting question. I got a couple of you guys in here. Would you, if push came to shove, going ICE or going EV, would you buy a kit car to remain internal combustion engine? I know I would. I got no problem. But the thing is I've got years working on cars and, turning wrenches and building stuff and design, fabricating stuff and making stuff work. It's in my wheelhouse. So I don't know how the rest of the public feels about the whole thing, though. Tracy says there's a place for them, for people who want them, but give everybody a choice. Boom, 100%. Spoken like a true champion. Yes, sir. Yeah. So I mean, choice. If I had the options, Spice Life, I believe so. Red line or nothing. Yeah, no doubt. They're pushing us in a corner, and in a time, there will be no other options. Well, I'll tell you what. As long as I can get gasoline, I'm sticking with my ice cars. Period. Flat out. Full stop. That's how it is. But yes, the choice is. That's where it's at. I mean, like I said, the Tesla or something thereabouts among that line, it'd be okay. It'd be okay. I mean, I would drive one to and from work. It's a super simple structure. I mean, I would have to see better technology and better designing and just a whole lot of data on the battery, because the battery is what scares me. You're talking anywhere from, I've heard from 7, 8, 10, $15,000 for a battery. Now, I did hear that they're breaking them down into what they call modules. So it's going to be like this cell or this little pack all wired together, however they're going to do it, in a circuit, makes the battery as a whole, and they're kind of going to, plug these modules in, and as the modules go bad, then you can replace those. But dude, seriously, it's not like you're going to be able to go down to Napa and buy a battery for your Tesla. It's not going to happen. Nobody is going to keep those on hand. And yeah, I mean, it's too expensive. It's a dead end road. It's very limited at this point. Redline or nothing. Maybe hydrogen. Hydrogen's it, dude. I mean, if you truly wanted to have a different fuel source, overnight you can convert everything to hydrogen. Back when the cap of where they were, they stopped their technology was, big oil probably paid them off. I never heard anything official, but as far as they were having problems refueling, because the stuff has to be under pressure. And they were saying it was like multiple thousands of PSI. So they couldn't figure out a way to cost effectively refuel everybody's tank safely in a timely fashion. And then by then, this was like 20 some years ago. When I remember I was in like junior high talking about this with my shop teacher. And, you're going to get 3 times the horsepower. So your ZL1's going to be like almost 2,000 horsepower right off the showroom floor. Sign me up, man. Sign me the frick up. Because, hydrogen, and everything that emits out the tailpipe is going to be water vapor. So, I mean, it's everywhere. Any direction you go, there's water. Split it, oxygen, hydrogen, boom. Burn it in your car and go. Tracy says, I want to see all these electric semis get your package overnight. Dude, there's so many limitations of those semis. I don't think that they have the capacity to carry a battery big enough just to power themselves anywhere out of state. As far as just like, I mean, it can't keep up with diesel. There's no way. There's just no way. Especially in the cold. Redline or nothing says, high pressure and low temp. Yes. It's extremely low temp to have it condensed down to a liquid state. So that's absolutely right. But I mean, it would be super cheap because I mean you're talking just splitting those atoms. That's your only. I mean, everything would be so efficient and streamlined. It would be available everywhere at dirt cheap prices. Yeah, but yeah, I mean overnight if you want a solution, that's it. But see, nobody's talking about it. So there's just so much going on that we don't know. So. Yeah, hydrogen would be where it's at. But as far as like having choices and everything, that's 100% of the problem. So you're telling me that we're being forced to switch over to this. It ain't going to work. It's just not going to work. So, I mean, GM taking $1 billion close to and investing it into a new V8. And they're talking, I mean, it's right on the website. It said, for decades to come, there will be V8s available. So that's good news for us. So, since what? Maybe the 3rd, 4th gen Camaro? I don't think GM has actually designed any of their transmissions. So from 90s, over 30 years. Because the 4th gen in 93 had the Tremec T56. Is it the T56 or Borg Warner made them? But I'm pretty sure it was the T56. And that took us all the way up through LS1 and, in 2002 when we had the hiatus or whatever, We had the Zeta chassis come in 10, and then Tremec. So, I mean, they haven't even made their own transmissions forever. So it's not like they're manufacturing transmissions. So if they got a new V8 coming, they're buying transmissions off the shelf. They've already got the chassis made. Mostly. Because even the Alpha chassis, which we have now, came from Cadillac ATS or CTS platform. But, it was minor tweaks, like 20-some%, maybe 30%, shaved off a couple 100 pounds, and, voila, you got yourself a cookie cutter Camaro. Badass car, but, I mean, it's a badass chassis, but, yeah, it's, there's really nothing stopping them. There's minimal work to be done if you would like to have a 7th gen Camaro in play. I know that for sure. It says, I am in the market for... Can get around. Oh, okay. Looks like I walked into something there. Mr. Burley says, did you hear GM bought 400 transport trucks to deliver vehicles themselves to dealers now? Would have really... Man, I tell you what. My blood pressure would have really dropped. Yeah. I swear, I probably lost 3 years of my total lifespan waiting for that car. Freaking out. Just having no content to be made. That's amazing. I did not hear that. Where did you read that at? If you can, drop a link. If not, don't worry about it. I'll be looking for it. But here, let me write it down. That would be 100%. Even because I was even offering to pay. I told him, pay Jack Cooper Transport, do your thing. I don't care about the money. Keep the money. Just when I get to Lansing, Michigan, open the gate and let me have my car. And they still wouldn't do it. So that's actually a really good solution. So if they're going to have that level 2 or code red or whatever they have in place as far as like kicking orders out to dealers fast enough, it's actually smart. It says GM Authority. Yep. Good find. I have a feeling that this is going to play in 2025. I think it's just going to take a nosedive, and I think that they're waiting to actually see what the market's going to do, what the consumer's demanding, talking about, and as far as this channel, we got to keep telling them. We got to keep pumping the content. We got to keep just in their face, and I honestly think that would pay dividends. That'll pay off over time. But I think just like the Viper, the Dodge Viper had a final edition or whatever, and man, they had a couple of them. But I don't know the exact years because I don't follow Viper that much. But I know that they had 2 brakes. I made a video. You can go back and watch, go through my, search through my channel and look. But I made a video. They had 2 brakes, 2 hiatuses, and then they called it done. But I think that Francisco, I own a VV, drive it to work, back, still have an ICE car. See, in my opinion, technology still needs a lot. The range varies with temperature, driving style. Yeah. So here's my thing: is if you run the AC, does your range vary? If you run the heat too much, does your range vary? If you're on the brakes too much, does your range vary? Obviously, if you're on the accelerator, your range is going to vary. But I haven't really played with them because I don't know if running the radio, all this stuff consumes power. And you only have one power source in it, as far as like pulling over and charging for 30-40 minutes or an hour or whatever it's going to take really doesn't interest me that much. But if it's something that I could just, rip across town to and from work, I think that's amazing. It says, keep the ZL1 content coming. Yes, sir. We will do that. But I do think that we're going to take a little hiatus, to take a little break, especially if Corvette is coming in 2028, 2025, 3-year, 4-year break. It's just hard telling. I mean, none of us can see around corners. We don't know what's coming, but I do think that, we're going to take a little break from Camaro, and then they're going to come back. So 2028, so maybe by 2030, I think we will have our 7th gen Camaro, but I don't know what else is going to happen. But I do think that we will have a V8 Camaro come back. I almost like it. I have a really good gut feeling. But I'm telling you, I can be wrong. I have been wrong. And if I am wrong, I'll be the first one to admit it. So if anybody at GM is listening and watching, do you guys have anything that you wish that you would see in the 7th gen Camaro? Because I did a poll. As a matter of fact, I did a poll this morning, and I did have some pretty good feedback as far as like stuff that people would like to see. And I know that LT5 was on the chopping block as far as like things that they would like to see. As far as like, maybe they might do like a 6th gen Z28. I know that they did put the LT5 patent papers back in play. So I don't know. It's so hard telling what's coming, but I do believe that we will have a 7th gen Camaro at some point in time. 1 second here. I was reading through my notes here. I did read that Camaro will not go mid-engine. It will not follow the C8 platform if it does come to fruition. But I did see an interesting article here. Let me put this back in. Let's go. So, here, let me. I'm telling you, I'm having trouble today. So, I did find a good article, and I did 5 days ago. No, it'd have been maybe 2 weeks ago. GM Designs. If you guys follow them on Instagram or whatever, they did post kind of like maybe a teaser, and there was an article written about it. So let's add it back in here. They did say, okay, so C9 Corvette or 7th gen Camaro. GM designing tease is something sleek and sporty. I'm sorry, I need a drink here. Basically, what they're saying as a whole is that the design team drew up a sketch concept or whatever, and get back here. They believe that it might be Camaro. It could be a concept, could be nothing at all. So they did say that it does look like it's front engine. Did say it's front engine. You can see with the hood scoop there. But let me see. I was reading along, and they say as many sketches found doesn't mean it's they were saying that it is very, very unlikely that it is Corvette. Also reconfirming that the Chevrolet Camaro is current form, will retire in 2024. Boom, boom. Going with muscle car ethos of sports car space, the 6th gen Camaro hasn't achieved very significant numbers. That, dude, seriously, come on. I'm tired of reading that because it's so self-inflicted. About the sales over the past few years, it's General Motors is pursuing zero emissions future. I believe that General Motors might be pursuing zero emissions future, but I'm hoping and praying that they're going to leave the performance line alone. So Camaro and Corvette, I think that they're going to try to push everything battery. As far as like the Equinox, the Blazer, the Traverse, whatever they come up with, push the battery to that. So, and then hopefully that will allow their allotment for their averaging out MPGs to be saved for the Corvette and Camaro. Also, I would hope GM is bright enough to know that they have something to compete with Mustang. Yes. Yeah. I think, you don't know how many people I've talked to that have said that when they came from Charger and Challenger to Camaro, that it's just better. They like the interior better. It is more difficult to see out of, but it does handle better. It's a little bit more of a premium feel. Stuff just makes sense. The build quality is a little bit better. Tracy's, the sales are their faults. No advertising, and like you said, pushing for battery power. I'm just trying to sit here and wonder, why would so many smart people in a multi-billion-dollar company push for something so limited? Makes no sense to me at all. It makes no sense to me. So, like I said, I'm treading water. I'm just waiting to see how things play out. And, there's something else. There's another chapter of this story that we just haven't seen. So, as far as the Camaro goes, I do think that we're going to get a 7th gen Camaro. I really hope that they just give whatever this 6th gen V8. What do you think it'll be called? Will they stick LT3? Maybe, I don't know. I don't know if they're going to stick with the LT the name, or because LT and LS is pretty much the only modular motors that I've ever seen in my lifetime. Before that, it was small block Chevy or a big block Chevy. That was it. So, I don't know. We're walking into a lot of unknowns right now. And it could play out very, very nicely for us, which I think it will. It does not make sense to have Corvette or have nothing, Because, the price of admission for Corvette is it's so freaking high. Even a 1LT, I think it finally crested the $60,000 mark. I think it's at like 61 or something now. It's so... Like I said, if you're going to compete with like a SS1LE Camaro, you have to have like at least a 2LT, and you're talking $80,000 or more. For your performance line, it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense, because I think that's why Dodge lost Viper, because it's just, you're trying to play in the exotic world, and you're starting to get to the point where you're charging exotic money, and it's not exotic. It's just... they're different. It's just like Rob Ferretti says, they're different, and they're always gonna be different. So therefore, they're gonna have their own market. Period. Tracy say, the one car I would like to see is the Z28, but I know it won't happen. I think the Z28. I got a comment earlier today on the poll. 6th gen Z28 with the LT5. Strip out sound deadening, make it light as possible. I would be all over that, because it's what we get here. Redline or nothing. Right, Corvette is too high, and the Camaro is at least has back seats. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of laughable at this point to call it practical, but it is. I mean, it's a better solution for It's a more achievable, high-performance solution for, a vast majority of the population. So, yes. The Z28, I would definitely not... I don't want to see that die out, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't see a reason why they can't. Even if they did... 2025, 2026, or push the 6th gen out till 2026. That would be 10 years. The 3rd gen went 10 years. There's no reason the 6th gen can't either. I mean, there's so many things that would. T Browning says 6th gen with the Z06 engine. You know, the GT350 was cool, but flat plane, it's a little weird, man. I don't. How do you guys feel about that? I got a poll coming up. Do you think a C8 with just a monster cam, just chopping it up, that would be a little bit weird to see a mid-engine car just sitting there chop, 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 chop. I don't know. Monaco Motor Cars. Hey, Andrew, what are you going to do with the ZL1? Why are you going ZL1 to ZL1LE? What do you think about the ZLE suit future sales? I think that they're going to intentionally choke the ZL1 1LE down for no reason. I think it's just going to be something that they're going to be pushing to try to keep it, low volume. I think that they're going to try to keep the resale value on it high. I don't know why. They're blaming it on carbon fiber, but you know what? None of these aftermarket companies are having a bit of problem producing anything carbon fiber. I just ordered this morning carbon fiber canards from my car in stock. Plenty of them on the shelf. Be here 3 days. So, I mean, nobody's having any carbon fiber issues. There's no carbon fiber shortage. I ain't going to say it. I ain't even going to go there. Nobody's having any problems. So I don't know why the company, I think ACS, I don't know who GM goes through, but dude, come on. It's just, I think they're intentionally, for some reason, keeping the 1LE package to a minimum. I talked to my dealer. He said that they might have like a few hundred coming out. So that's why I put my order in, thinking, if it sets in 2023, it might be picked up as a 2024, whatever. Even if I don't get it, it is what it is. Why am I going to a ZL1 1LE? Pretty much when I ordered my ZL1, I wanted a 1LE. That's when all the stupid stuff with the semiconductors and the carbon fiber shortage came into play. My dealer had an allocation and said, we got to make a decision today. If you want a ZL1, we can get you a ZL1, but we can't get you a 1LE. What do you want to do? So I was at the time with my channel to where I was like, well, I need out of the SS 1LE. It's because it's just time to progress. After 2 years, I don't have the money to buy an additional car at the time. So that was just the move I made. So I went ahead. I accepted the ZL1, and it is what it wasn't exactly what I wanted, but it kind of fell ass backwards into kind of a good situation because there's some things about the ZL1 that I like better about the 1LE. The only thing I wish I had the stiff suspension. I know everybody's gonna freak out, but I mean, I believe, when you're talking 100 plus, you need that rigidity. You need that, and the mag ride, it's nice and it's great and it's very versatile and it's the way to go. I mean, probably 90% of ZL1 owners need to buy the ZL1, but when you're really pushing it and the mag, you just get a little bit of flex, and I want the wider footprint, 305s in the front and the 325s in the back. Might even want bigger than 325s in the back. So, but for sure, I wanted the suspension. The dive planes, once you get past 130, it's not every time, but I have gotten to a point where the hood will start to flutter. You can feel some vibrations in the front end. And that's why I'm doing the 1LE conversion on this car. I'm hoping, I don't know how well it's going to work, but I'm hoping that it fixes it. So that's kind of part of the reason why I'm going to the 1LE. It's just the last ditch effort, to kind of take control at that highest speed. So that, and I kind of just want to experience it. So, there's plenty of these cars out there. And, the thing is I should probably go back and just buy a used ZL1 1LE. But I'm just scared of with stupid stuff like the oil pump problems. It would take a lot of money. They're still commanding a high price. It's not a big enough discount to worry about the loss of mileage. The corrosion protection has age on it now. And, it's the discount is not enough for me to go back and pay for a shop to go in and fix all the stupid little kinks that could go wrong with the ZL1 to bring it up to date. So that's pretty much why I ordered the ZL1 1LE. So T Browning says C8 cammed would remind me of an old school Ford GT. It's actually, yeah, okay, all right. Or Pantera, yeah, okay. I get you. Yeah, I say leave the Camaro loud and rowdy like it should be. Dude, 100, yes! 100%. 100%, yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's, it's just like the NPP. That's why it pissed me off so bad. It was just like, if it's loud, if it's stupid loud, just be stupid loud. I mean, don't be sitting here trying to modulate it, because, dude, it's awful. And the part of me kind of thinks that I'm going to be going to, oh, yeah. Mo, what's up, sir? It's good to hear from you, buddy. Yeah. I'll be in touch, man. I'll be in touch, yes. But, yeah, it's just, I feel like I'm going to be going back because I've already spent like 12, anywhere from $12,000 to $14,000 cash on top of the purchase price of this car. So, a little bit of it bothers me about going back as far as like a stock car goes, because a lot of that stuff I can't take off and put onto the new car. But yes, 100%. Yeah. I don't know as far as like the 1LE goes. That deal might fall through. The order might not get picked up. I'm pretty sure that they've got so many orders laying around out there that, they might already have 2024 allocations already filled and we don't even know it yet. So, Mo, yeah, yes, sir. Can't wait to hear from you. Keep crushing it. We got a Z06. Oh, dude. Are you guys going to be making a short? I keep seeing your shorts popping up, dude. The wide bodies. You've had a ton of ZL1s in there, man. You guys are fucking smoking them. Z06. What are you guys doing to it? Go follow them. Go subscribe to that channel. They've got a lot of cool stuff. Big inventory supply of stuff. So yeah. But yes, as far as like the Camaro goes, 43 minutes. Might wrap it up here in a little bit. I got other stuff to do. 7th gen Camaro. I'm gonna be keeping my ear to the ground on this. The new generation V8, we should be hearing some updates here pretty soon. I think they're going to be stuffing them in cars from what it sounds like here in a couple years. So we should be having some news here real shortly. Power-wise, the LT1, 455 in the Camaro, 460 in Corvette. So I would say, if I had to guess, 470. That would probably be something that would, that would probably be about the range. 470 matching torque, something like that. You gotta. Oh man, I don't know. It depends on how big the motor is gonna be. How big do you think? How big? I'm sorry. How big of liters? How big do you think that new V8's gonna be? Man, I really got my fingers crossed for a 7-liter, 427. I want the 427. That's why I'm so digging the freaking Z28, man. That LS7 is just nasty. I heard GM is bringing back the Camaro as an EV moped. Dude, oh my god. Oh, I'm seeing 2 of everything. I'm about ready to fucking bomb it, dude. Come on, man. Oh. If you guys haven't, go check out his channel, man. That dude, Derp, that freaking Camaro looks amazing. I got pretty much this identical setup coming, but yeah. Moped, that's a hard pass, sir. That's a hard pass. T. Browning, they need to bump up the power a little bit more than the new 5-liter Coyote. 5-liter. What is the Coyote at? It was at the Gen 3 was at 460, and I think they bumped it down. I think Cody was saying that it was only like 10 horsepower or something. Maybe 450 range. But yeah, I think that the Coyote, it's just something different because the 4-valve overhead, dual overhead cam, it's the way to go, man. I wish GM would do it. That's why I believe the Z06 is the 5.5. It's a dual overhead cam also, but like I said, just the breathing capability at 5,000 plus RPMs. You know, the push rod kind of falls on its face. I'm not counting the push rod out at all, but I'm saying, man, the 4-valve, the power capacity is insane. And Ford is also very, very smart. One thing that I will give Ford is they do stack tune port on top of the DI. So that's why these GT500s are just making crazy power. They're not running out of fuel. I mean, you can just push those things. You ain't got to do very much. I mean, even on the factory cams. So they're leaving the factory cams in there. LMR just put out a video. Dude, 1,000. What do you make to the wheel on that blue one? 1089? 1,100 wheel horsepower. And I think all they did was like a heat exchanger. What? 2024 is 480. Well, GM Camaro Mustang's always been tit for tat. So if they're 480, I would say Camaro will somewhere 470, 480. It'll be in that range. Man, that's insane to think. Even if they have like an LT1 version of that car, I think LT1's it's so overlooked. So overlooked. The RS package with the daytime running lights, so just the 2 dashes on each side of the, that halogen light on the center. Dude, it just looks menacing, especially in black with that honeycomb, that 3D warped honeycomb grill. Oh man, that car. And it's like $30-some thousand. I mean, you're talking $500 a month for a badass car with a 10-speed. So I mean, yeah. It's sad to think that the Camaro's done. Guess what, bud? It's not. Turn that frown upside down because GM's got a whole lot of time to turn this boat around. So, no, we've at least what we've got on the lot right now. We got another year for sure. So, yeah. Like I said, time's just got to play out. With the performance exhaust, is that a factory option or something? Bumps it up to 486. Just go 500. Chevrolet, just go 500. Do you think that they're going to go bigger or smaller on the displacement? I sincerely hope they go bigger. And it's just exactly like what Cody says, Hot 1 LE when we were streaming. Oh, man, I have to go back. I think it was last weekend. I'm not sure. Last week when we were talking, GM always seems to follow what Ford does. So if anybody remembers months back when they were announcing the S650 Mustang, sorry, I have to take a drink here. The S650 Mustang, they said that they were going to keep the gas and keep the manual, and that caused waves through the automotive media there. So everybody was going ballistic over that. Oh, sorry. I know a lot of people don't like to hear that, but it gets hard talking for an hour straight. But yeah, when they announced that they were keeping the manual and keeping the ICE motor, people went crazy, and it was all over the news, blah, blah. So I think GM caught wind of that, and I'm really hoping that the history is going to repeat itself and they will follow Ford, not only going from a 6.2, but, you know, maybe we get a 6.5, 6.8, maybe a 7 liter or a 7 liter special edition ZL1, Z28, whatever it's going to be. GM usually rates their horsepower lower than they actually are. That is true. That is true. Because the LT1 cars, and this is what's freaking scary about that car is, they say 455, but when you put them on the dyno, they're anywhere from like 380 to sometimes 400 wheel horsepower, and that is not in line with the parasitic drivetrain loss at all. So you're talking 455 times 0.8. They should be 364 wheel to be a 20% drivetrain loss to be in line with that 455. So you're 100% right, Tracy. They do. I don't know why, because it's not like insurance rates are adjusted off of that or solely like that anymore. It's such a broad spectrum of individual pieces to the puzzle that is what makes, you know, the insurance rates what they are. It's not like the game's played like that anymore, but that's 100% true. So yeah, well, we'll have to see. I don't know if Ford's playing by those rules either, because those GT500s, from what I've been seeing people on the dyno, they are just freaking killing it, man. They're monsters. I've got one coming up from Texas. Alex, I don't know if you're in here. I don't know if you're watching this, but he said he had a buddy that from Texas that wanted to race me, come up here and run me. So starting to get a little worried now. But yeah, that's very, very true. So as far as moving forward, let's hope GM actually does follow suit with what Ford does and everything. So you guys got any questions before we cut this off here? I kind of want to keep it short. Once it drones on and on, the retention goes down. Mary Barra needs to go. Dude, I'm going to tell you what. There's been a lot of bad things happen under her watch. A lot of bad things. And I have I almost made a stream on that. But yes. From rumors that I've heard, she didn't have a problem giving herself a big fat raise as soon as she got in there. But as soon as she got in there, it seemed like we were having a bunch of freaking problems as far as like, production issues and just one excuse after the next. And I provided them with, even when I ordered my car, March 26th, the car was 100%. 100%. The only thing it needed to do was go through quality control. What does that take? A day or two? So March 26th, and I didn't get the damn car until July 8th. So what was it doing until then? Because I provide them every solution. So I'm telling you, that's probably true. And I'll tell you right now that I got a lot of she's killing GM. Yeah, I mean, she's probably not the only one. To be honest with you, I mean, is she cut from the same cloth? Or is there like-minded individuals in there? Because you don't just get that kind of position by being the black sheep and just walking in the office and saying, this job's mine now, thank you. No, I mean, there's a lot of... The market is union. It might start out as a good thing. I still think it is a good thing, but I'm not placing blame on the unions. I'm placing blame on the fact of who's making the decisions. And I think right now I don't have enough information or enough knowledge to point the finger and go, you motherfucker, you know what I mean? So, but I will tell you from personal experience of what I had happen to me directly to me, through my ordering process, it seemed like whoever is running the place, so management, because every time I called, you're always real nice to the customer service reps because they personally have nothing to do with the situation at all. They're not making any calls. They're not making, you know what I'm saying? So you ask to talk to their boss, and every time it's always, oh, they did it. You need to talk to them. Yeah, this isn't the right department. I don't have the authority to make that decision. You need to talk to them. Oh, you need to talk to your dealer. You're running circles. GM needs new blood from the bottom. Bring it from the bottom, maybe skip the middle and go to the top. Place it at the top because we need actual car people in the top position, period. There's a ton of engineers that work at GM, and I'm very happy that it is structured that way, but we need actual, honest-to-God car people sitting at the top there. Mike Burley, she was so kind. We had a conversation about this, little backstory. When he was waiting for his car, I had my car, and he was still waiting for his. Mike, I felt for you. Mike, I did feel for you. She was so kind to raise my MSRP. $3,700. Yes, because that was when... didn't they offer you like GM employee pricing or something? Wasn't that the deal? Because, I mean, honest to God, they should have honored the first deal, given you a 2023, honored the first deal, and probably sweetened the pot a little bit for you. Because I even made a video. I made a couple videos on you, Mike, and that was it's just shocking to me. It's just shocking to me. But I'm really hoping that those 400 transport trucks really solve the problem. But yes. As far as Mary Barra, however you say her name, I don't know much about her, never met her, but I can honestly say she probably, you know what I'm saying, in my own personal opinion, because, I mean, personally, I've seen it with my own two eyes. I was on ground zero right there at the cars. There isn't nothing dividing you between them and the cars, so, I actually had a pretty good plan. If you go back and watch that staging area where they have the Camaros ready to ship, 100% completed, you can walk in, and if the keys are truly just sitting in unlocked cars, I mean, you can walk up and just take any car you want, drive the little maze out, and right there, I think it's Interstate 76, boom, straight on down to Detroit, and that's what they're doing. Because that thievery happens a lot. And I'm kind of nervous because my 10-speed, it seems like the automatics are just sitting ducks. And they're the targets that they just can't wait to steal. So I don't know, man. I don't know. Hopefully that they can build that ZL11LE, kick it out, and get it here. So, yeah, some GM employee discount. $5,000 off. So still less than what I would have gotten the 22 for. Okay. All right. But I mean, I still think, yeah, okay. All right. It's such an anomaly deal. How do you put a dollar value on it? You know what I'm saying? You're the first one I've ever heard that personally that's ever happened to. I mean, you see news headlines or whatever on the internet, but until you sent me that email saying, hey, my car was the black one in the ditch with all the airbags, I was like, oh my God, how would you feel? If that, because I'd be freaking out. I know when I was on the phone with the Lansing police, I was freaking out like, oh shit, here we freaking go. But yeah, no, I'm with you, buddy. I'm with you. So, yes. $5,000 off. It's better than a kick in the ass, I guess. But, man, I don't know. I still think something else would have been nice. Maybe some free maintenance or service or whatever. But, you're such a one-off deal that I think they could have afforded to go out of their way to do a little bit. extra for you. So, but other than that, I think, we're at an hour. I think you guys got any questions for me? Covers taxes. Hey, yeah. You got your car sales tax free. Yeah, that'll work. Yeah, like I said, it's better than nothing. But yeah, as far as having your car stolen and pushed back, how many months did it get pushed back? Like six or 8? Because I think you were gonna get it in April. I can't remember that far back. I've had so many videos and so much going on that it's kind of hard for me to recall all that. But yeah, I think with you getting it so late in the year, you didn't even get to enjoy the thing. I'll try to put pictures of it, but Mike was nice enough to send me his car stuffed away in the garage up on blocks. So he's taking good care of that car, and I'm kind of proud. He's doing better job than I am. But yeah, you guys got any questions or anything before we wrap this up or whatever? Mo, if you're still in here, brother, we're gonna be talking. So I definitely need to reach out to you. Wing, something on the truck, something on the rear of the car. It's got to happen. So you guys be looking out for that. May 23rd. Got it September 6th. You're a gladiator, dude. You are a gladiator, because I would have... Oh, my God. Well, what can I say? I did. I lost my cool. I drove 8 hours just to see my car. But you got to remember that this is a point in time where it was so weird, because dealerships were selling fake VINs, and I just had to make sure the car was real, because this is the most money I've ever spent on a car personally. So, yeah. I was trying to call lawyers and blah, 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 and this and that. And it was a freaking mess, and I'm just so happy to be done with that. So yeah, the 1LE, Tracy, it took a year to get his. Damn, man. Yeah, but you've got one of 50, bud. That car is just stupid amazing. Jack, congratulations, bud. Jack, what do you think of your car? Honest to God. So this guy's got a 2000 Z28, a Gen 5 Z28 or SS, I'm sorry, and he just took possession just a couple days ago of his Sharkskin ZL1. So all he bought brand new, all he kept. And yeah, I think that's cool. I have never been patient enough to buy a car, pay it off, keep it, and just, they say you hit a point in time to where you trade up, and then you hit another point in time where you stack up. So Jack definitely stacking them up, but yes, you got a good collection, buddy. So I think that, what do you say here? I love the Sharkskin ZL1. Can't wait to break it in. Well, we all know what I did, but yes. Get it broke in, bud. Jump on. Did you get the manual or did you get the 10-speed? I can't remember. I'm pretty sure you got the manual, if I remember right. This has been an ongoing thing for, my God, I don't even know. What do you say? Ordered January. No, he says built January and or delivered. Man, maybe those transport trucks are paying off. I don't know. So it was built in January and delivered in February. So can't complain about that. But yes, Sharkskin, I did get to see that in person myself. My man. All my cars are manual transmission. Yeah, the stick's a little bit slower, but dude, I'm going to tell you what, it's 10 times more fun. Period, flat out. I can't think of all the times to where, where I'm driving like a moron or I'm racing or whatever. Maybe a maximum 10% of my total driving time. The other 90%, it's just I'm enjoying the full control of a manual transmission. Like I said, The car relies on you just as much as you rely on the car to do each other's part, and the experience is right in the middle to where you make it almost as fast as an automatic, but you got to remember, the chips are stacked against us from the get-go because more gears, they're geared deeper, and I think you just can't keep up with the shifts. No lift shift is pretty awesome, but still, I just don't think it's enough. I don't think it's enough. But I'm telling you what, for the other 90% of my driving experience, I'm taking the manual every single time. But I am pretty excited for this 10-speed. So, like I said, my goal is to try to buy the 10-speed and keep both. But I don't know. It's just going to depend on subscribers, the channel paying, how fast the car gets here. It's going to be a throw of the dice. So it is what it is. It might be the last chance. It might not be. So, Tracy, I'm lazy. All mine are auto. Dude, I'm going to tell you what. Autos are fast. And like I said before, you can't go wrong. 6th generation Camaro, they did it right, man. Because even the 8-speed, I hear the 8-speeds are just stupid nasty out of the hole. You can launch some cars, drag racing, man. You can't go wrong. Yeah. Jack, at least we had choice. Yeah. He's exactly right. And and that's kind of the part of the reason where I went Camaro instead of C7 was because I just think the 6 gears are perfect. You know what I mean? The 10-speed, there's a reason they call it 10 speeds of fury. The 10 speeds are just, it's nasty, but you ain't got to do anything. Like, it does it for you. It will skip gears, jump gears, blah, blah, do everything. I was asking Derp last week about, trying to get the intuitiveness and the tricks and tips of everything about the transmission. Hopefully, the 2024 or 2023, whatever I get, will be, they'll have all the kinks worked out of it. But yes. Yeah. Soon, just CTV. I don't know what you mean by that, bud, but I'm going to tell you what. The CT5 V Blackwing, that car, I hope it comes down to a point to where I get to buy a manual one day. Don't think I will, but yeah. Something inside is just not letting me spend $114,000 on a 4-door Z01. Those carbon bucket seats are just amazing, but yeah, it's not for me at the time. Maybe at a $75,000 price tag, I would have a different feeling about it. But yeah, $40,000, just a little bit too much to justify it to me, especially me, no kids or whatever. My lifestyle, I live alone, 2-door, more than I could have a 1-seater and be cool with that. So, the manual, yeah. If you get a CT5 V Blackwing, I think I heard that when they released this car, they were only going to make like 1,288. Don't hold me to that, but it's somewhere around there. That's what they allotted for a total build. And I was talking to Justin over there at Paragon Performance, and he said that when he bought his, out of the allotment, they were only at number 281 for manuals out of the 1,200. So it's still going to be super rare. A lot of people are taking the 10-speed, so yeah, if you're going to get a CT5, even a CTSV, man, the stick, dude, it's just so damn cool to have a 4-door sedan, luxury sedan with a stick and a giant-ass supercharged V8. Like, come on, man. That'll be the only way to get the manual. That's what I would do. Shifting doesn't bother me. It's part of the fun. It keeps me engaged. I have to pay attention to the RPM. Keeps me in check with what the suspension's doing. It keeps me focused on the car and focused on what I'm doing. and it brings you into the driving experience. Automatic, it's too easy for me to grab my phone, start texting, start talking to people, dicking with the radio or whatever. I prefer the manual, and it's just some about it. And it's stupid and cliche. It is kind of rewarding when you just nail the correct RPM and you get that, you can tell when everything's working in harmony. So I can only imagine how Tracy's Yanko feels when everything's working in harmony. But yeah. Other than that, fellas, God dang, it was so good. Talk to you guys. Should we do this tomorrow night, same time? You guys cool with that? I'll come up with a different topic, but it's just too cold out for me to be out driving the car like a moron. So yeah. Scary. Yeah. Oh, I can imagine, bro. I can imagine, buddy. Okay, fellas. I guess I didn't drop it midstream, but don't forget to like the video. That's the most important thing with these live streams is liking it. Kind of tells the algorithm. It helps share the video out and push it out further. Because there's a lot of Hellcat owners and Cobra owners that we need to be shaking the cherry tree on and getting their attention with this. But no, I'm just kidding. But other than that, guys, don't forget to subscribe. Drop a like. Yes, I'm with Tracy. Take care, everybody's. You guys have a good night. We'll talk to you, okay? See ya.